name and spell those out.
Okay, Brenda Brinkley, Brinkley.
Okay. And what is your title, rank, and position?
I'm a Lieutenant Colonel in the Florida Air National Guard at 125th Fighter Wing in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm a clinical nurse.
Okay, and you do this on the civilian side, nursing as well?
Right. I work at North Florida, South Georgia Veterans Health Center. Been there about 18 years. Chief nurse for operations in the nursing service. And prior to that, I was in the OR for about 15 years. So I've been nursing about 30 years.
Wow. So what initially drove you to become a nurse? What made you decide?
Actually, I was going to be a certified public accountant to begin with. And I got a job in the hospital working in accounts payable, accounts billable, and just fell in love with the nursing aspect and said that's what I want to do. So went back to school for that and haven't looked back since.
And what has kept you going all these years?
I think it's just I love what I do. I love being able to help people, to take care of them. When they come in, my background, like I said, is surgery. When they come in for surgery, they're usually scared. They don't know what to expect. And I can walk them through the process and just make that little piece of their time with me more comfortable and take some of that fear away.
So not only in the civilian side have you decided to serve others, but you're in uniform as well.
Mm-hmm.
How do those two join together for you? Is it the same sense of service for others?
I think so. It's just serving people. My husband was in the Guard when we got married 38 years ago, and he'd come back from all these deployments and just the camaraderie that they had as that Guard family. I said I want to be a part of that, so I joined in and have had a ball. 18 years this year.
Thank you.
All right, thank
That was
you.
very good. She's a pro.
Tracy Provenzano, Tracy Provenzano.
Okay. And what is your title, rank, and position?
I'm a Lieutenant Colonel in the Florida Air National Guard. I'm a CCAT nurse for Critical Care Air Transport Team.
Okay. Do you do that on the civilian side as well? Critical transport?
On the civilian side, I am an ER nurse. My background is primarily in pediatrics, but now I work in a lot of 8 different ERs in Jacksonville, Florida, and float around and do both pediatrics and adults.
So what drew you to that? What made you decide that you wanted to become a nurse?
So actually I started off in the Junior Army Navy Guild organization in high school, and it was called a Django. Volunteered for that, and I was a military brat. My dad was active duty. We moved to Germany while I was in high school, and I worked at Wiesbaden Regional Medical Center as a med tech, and that kind of sealed it for me, inspired me to become a nurse, and here I am 30 years later.
Same question. How is it that after 30 years you haven't just become, cold, hard, and bitter? What keeps you going?
I just love nursing. I mean, I love the bedside. I love dealing with people, helping people. The CCAT mission in the military is all about helping our fellow airmen, soldiers, Navy, Marines, and treating them and getting them back to somewhere safe. So,
is that a similar reason why you decided to go into uniform and do the military, or is it military first and then the nursing came after?
It started with nursing. I actually joined the military when I was 43. I was inspired by my dad. I always wanted to do it, and the Guard afforded me that opportunity, and now I'm able to help people both in my military and my civilian career.
That's great. You did wonderful. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, you did very well. Pull those out.
Gregory Spires, S-P-I-R-E-S.
You spell Gregory as well?
Gregory, G-R-E-G-O-R-Y.
Perfect. And what is your rank, position, and title?
First Lieutenant. I am currently a case manager with the Florida Medical Detachment.
Okay. And same thing, so you got into nursing before the military?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Where do you nurse at, and why did you have that drive to do that? What did you say?
So I actually started nursing back officially as a nurse in 2010. Prior to that, though, I was a LPN and a CNA. I started in high school. It was offered as a curriculum, and I was interested in it, and I started as a nursing assistant. I fell in love with it. It was just very compatible for my personality and for what I wanted to do in life. So I started from the ground up and worked my way up to being a registered nurse.
And what made you decide to put on the green suit as well? Is that a service-driven thing as well?
I absolutely love the military. It is it's a bonding, and it's a sense of pride that is unequal in anything. It's very dynamic, just like nursing. It's challenging. It keeps you up to date. It keeps you sharp, and it allows you to excel in things that maybe you previously didn't think you could.
You said you've been doing nursing since high school. What's that thing that kind of keeps you coming back every day?
I think it's just the desire to know that every day is going to be different. It's never boring. You get to see people at their worst and get them back to a situation where they're able to do for themselves and get back with their families. Just generally just see them into a better state of homeostasis, and get them just to a point where I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I'm assuming just to get them back on the feet, right? They come to you in a bad place.
Yeah.
And you're able to get them.
So they come to you in a position where they're at their worst, and you actually get to perform interventions and get them to a state where they're home with their families and their loved ones, and you're a part of that. So it's very rewarding.
Perfect.
Sorry, I'm horrible with camera.
No, that's fine. Both of them.
Jeff Sierminski. It's Jeff. Sierminski is S as in Sam, Z as in zebra, URMINSKI.
Okay. And then what is your rank, title, and position?
I'm a major. I'm ICU nurse. I'm with the 3rd Platoon, Charlie Flight. What we do is more of the medication cart pharmacy area.
Okay.
And I'll be an ICU nurse with this mission.
Okay, perfect. And where, we'll start out with this. What made you decide to get into nursing on the civilian side?
Initially, I was when I first joined, I was enlisted, and I was a patient administration medical records person. And during Desert Storm, working with the people there, it's getting the people the need that they needed, and just more of a kind of a calling, a feel of trying to help more and do more for the community. And that I wanted to. That's kind of what got me into nursing, as well as various family members who were also nursing, and just fell in, and here I am.
And how long have you been doing nursing?
Been a nurse since 2000, so going on almost 20 years now.
Okay, wow. And that's kind of the same thing. How is it that over these years you don't get hard and cold and bitter? What makes you continue to do that?
It's difficult to say. It's either something that if I progressed from I was a progressive care, telemetry, things of that nature, and I went into ICU because I felt I wanted to do more. It was sicker patients, more challenge, more definite responses to things that were happening. So you could see a change in the person, usually that trying to get them better and trying to, from that critical stage, to get them more at a where they're either better and advancing or what they need to be.
And did the military side come first or the nursing?
The initially was when I was enlisted. I initially first. Then that paid for college when I was active duty. Came off active duty, went to college, Mercy College of Northwest Ohio, and came down here. Went to Central Florida Regional, or correction, sorry, Central University of Central Florida. Currently, I'm at Advent Health Fish Memorial in Orange City, Florida. The ICU nurse there.
What made you decide to get back into the military and pursue the nursing side?
I stayed with military with National Guards. I was in the Ohio National Guard during school, and then came down to Florida and joined initially in an infantry unit, finishing up school. I commissioned as a nurse, and then went to the Florida Medical Detachment.
Okay.
From there.
And where is it that you currently work? Is that on the civilian side?
The civilian side is at the Advent Health Fish Memorial in Orange City, Florida.
Perfect.
Great.
Thanks, sir.
Alrighty.